And the thing is OpenSea's volume numbers are frozen. So this reads directly on the chain instead of trying to use OpenSea. We're looking at the native ETH, the WETH, and then there's this thing called USDG, and that's for a Robinhood chain only. We add up every single sale per collection and then just follow the volume. You can see CashCat, it was one of the highest. Stonk Brokers, 55K. CashCat at 125K. There's others here like Hoodie Groupies, Chain Mancers, etc. This is the equation for the value one. Again, the value one is a little more gambling because it's the lowest price with the highest volume. You see why that's a little bit of gambling, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to get the cheapest NFT, yes, it has the biggest move ahead of it, possibly, probably not, but possibly. But if you're looking at just strictly the volume, that's probably more significant of a collection. So high volume plus a high floor price is a blue chip. High volume plus a low floor price is a moonshot. And both of those are shown in the code, so you're able to kind of see this. And Ray Dalio warns the U.S. is already past the point of no return and a debt crisis is inevitable. JP Morgan CEO warned the U.S. dollar will no longer be a reserve currency within the next 25 years. Japan has not even started dumping their U.S. Treasury holdings. Scott Bessent had earlier called for Bretton Woods 2.0 to make the banking and financial system more efficient. Yay. And this is up 62% in the last 14 days. Jesus. Like he's down 78%. That's insane. U.S. 30-year bond yield reaches highest level in over 19 years. Z500 is now verified on Moonshot. Okay. Let's look at this a little bit. Let's go to Z500. So the TLDR is Z500's Black Noise attempt to build a curation layer for crypto. The core thesis: hold one token, gain exposure to strong runners, let projects compete to create value on the network. Z500 on-chain index that ranks and curates promising token launches. The model team airdrops token supply to Ansem holders. Was buy and burn Ansem to gain visibility and climb the leaderboard. The incentive: projects get distribution and attention. Ansem holders get exposure to new launches. The problem: thousands of tokens launch every day, while retail has little visibility into team allocation. Multiple times. So I see a cheapie for like $5 and it goes down 90%. Matter of fact, I think there's an example of that right here. I got a little excited about these chain brokers here, or chain traders, and I bought them at $5 and they're 47 cents now. So absolutely smoked on those. And that's the tricky part about that section of the code. And I would stay with the more quote unquote blue chips. Obviously they're not actual blue chips, but this updates every 15 minutes and it appends to a CSV forever. So you have access to it forever. And then here is all of the code. I'll go fast through this. So you will have to screenshot, do whatever you need, pause the video, etc. I'm going to go through all of the code right now and you'll have the exact scanner that I have. So these are the imports here. I'm looking back 4 hours. You can change that. I run every 15 minutes. You can change that. You can change all of these imports here. This is the contract address for Seaport, as OpenSea doesn't really work for this. This goes ahead and gets all of the, how many we want. So I have 50 here. I'm using Alchemy as well. So Alchemy is a free API you can use. This is so you set up the clickable rows for free. This gets the OpenSea URL, as I showed you. If you click on it, it goes ahead and opens it up. You can see this is the connection to the RPC. And like I said, I'm using Alchemy here. This looks for the start block and then it measures. It does not guess it. There's no guessing in here. This is all true volume. This decodes every order. So we're looking at all the orders to create our own volume because there is no endpoint. You can see this is the payment in USD, USDG, I believe. This parses the sale, if it's a listing or a bid. This fetches the sales log. When the RPC says no, this fetches the sales log, and this fetches the contract metadata. This fetches the floor price in USD. This runs the actual scan, so sets the window and then pulls the actual sales. And this adds everything up, so you know that it's running multiple different ETH, WETH, and USD, so it adds up all the sales. This goes ahead and scores it. Remember, there's that like gambling side, the very cheap ones with high volume, and then the high volumes that may not be cheap, but the last 4 hours. Sort it 2 different ways here. I'm using pandas, data frames here. You can see this prints the actual table of the moonshot list. And then this is the safer list. I don't think any of this is safe, to be very clear, but this is a safer list because these are actually like high volume. So that's why I went ahead and I built my own node, essentially my own Hyperliquid node. And then everybody inside of my Discord is able to use the Moondev API. So this can actually happen. You have to watch every single wallet, every single order that goes through the exchange. And that's what I'm doing. So you can see here, when I was putting this together, there was a $107 million long liquidation, 3.17% away. So if the big boys, Wall Street, etc., are trading based off of our liquidation points, it's pretty amazing that we can do that as well now, right? You can see this guy is short, and in 0.44%, he's going to get liquidated for $93 million. So what does that tell you? Is the market going to move there, or is he a big market maker? When's he going to get liquidated? Where is the market going to go? What I've noticed, just to not bury the lead here, is these huge liquidations, they seem to be market makers or maybe other exchanges. And what they do is they never really get liquidated. They just sell off a portion of their position and the market reverses eventually. But like this $2.49 million, that if we're all running the same bot, it would just go to zero because somebody will capture all the alpha. Somebody will be faster and capture it before you. Like if there's a strategy that's super profitable and I put it out, somebody would probably be faster than me in reality. Because I don't have the fastest, I don't compete on speed too much. Wall Street has always been able to see your positions, but now you're going to be able to see everybody else's positions. Why is this important? Because they moved the markets to liquidate everybody. You can see this guy has a $51 million or a $93 million BTC short position here. He's down 1.17 million. By the end of this video, you're going to see exactly how to do this yourself. I'm going to give you all of the codes, so for the rest of your life, you're going to be able to see everybody's positions, just like the exchanges have been able to see yours. And then the final line of code here is the main loop. So let's just go ahead and see here. Here's some extra imports and boom, you're good to go. And this is how you run it. Boom. Now you have all of the code to see everybody's positions there and just stare at OpenSea all day. So I had to build something, and that something is what I'm going to give you here at the end of this video. I just want to explain everything. OpenSea essentially has some messed up APIs, so I had to do this directly from the chain. So I'm going to give you all of the calls, the code, etc., in order to see everything. I'm using Seaport, which is feeding OpenSea, and this is where you can see everything. But essentially,